Okay, there's this one question that I forgot to ask Atsuko. Like, because during some of the...
Sorry, I'm trying to make the presentation nicer.
Yes.
What did you forget?
Oh, I forgot. Oh my God. Just like in one of the interviews that you said your mom has schizophrenia, right? And one of the voices that she heard in her head is that the Taiwanese government is trying to go after her.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, I was like thinking about maybe it's probably the KMT government that she was thinking of, or is your family part of
the white terror
terror victims?
Yeah.
Oh, so your grandpa was...
That's right. That's why my grandma... Shit. I didn't talk about it earlier because I was like, I don't know if I should talk about it on like
it's
anything
a
Taiwanese.
Story, yes.
Yeah. So my grandma, when I said that she's been single since she was 28, it's because my grandpa, was one of the
white terror victim.
Right. Yeah. And he was living in Neipu. Yeah, like...
where's Neipu?
Neipu is like near Pingdong. I think it's maybe a part of Pingdong.
Uh-huh.
And it's like this, they call it the house, Sangsha, like under a mountain. It's a very small village.
Uh-huh.
I can find out, and message you guys the actual place.
We'll look it up.
But yeah, so that's where my grandpa's family was living with my grandma when they got married and where my mom was raised and my uncles were also living there as kids. But my mom was the oldest daughter. She was like 8 when they brought my grandpa's body back.
Oh, they brought the body. Like what was your grandpa's occupation?
My grandpa was a veterinarian.
Okay.
He was an intellectual. That's why, because during White Terror they go after intellectuals.
Oh, sure, yeah. And even more, my grandpa's dad, my great grandpa, was in politics. So he was in like local politics, and his job was to look after like grains, the rice in the small village. But the party he was running for was whatever was against KMT at that time. Because I don't know if Green Party was around that time.
I don't think it was around.
So it was just against KMT.
Something local, like the local,
something local
grassroots movement, I guess.
And they had already started, messing with his like the amount of rice or something or grains, the amount of it, and to make it look like my great grandpa was messing up.
Was stealing or something.
But the elections were coming up. And
man.
he refused to not run. He was like, I'm still gonna run, and I still don't stand for KMT. And I think to teach him a lesson, they killed his son, my grandpa, my grandma's husband. But they made it seem like it was a car accident,
Wow.
And so when they brought his body back, my grandma already knew there was a lot of harassment already, with the elections coming up, harassment against my great grandpa.
Oh my God.
And when they brought the body back, they were like, do you want to do an investigation?
Oh,
and my grandma was scared. So
of course. Assholes.
She said, no, it's okay. She was already scared, she said, of, trying to cause more trouble.
Yeah. And your mom was 8 years old back then.
And she saw that. And so now when she hears voices in her head, all her when she has mental breakdowns or psychosis, it's that,
oh my God,
the KMT. The KMT is coming to get us. Even in America, the KMT is coming to get us, And she's not wrong. There was already a shooting. I don't know if you saw it at the church. And then I think, just watching what's happening with China, and she can see that in American news too. So she just feels like it's closer and closer. Everything's coming back, right?
Oh,
because the news is so intense about it again.
Yeah, because in America, I'm pretty sure in America, like news these days, Taiwan shows up a lot, right? Because I'm pretty sure back in the days,
and
Taiwan
the president's
don't
there right now. Yeah. For her, it was a big heartbreak. That's how she lost her father.
Yeah,
and then she started getting seizures because of an injury in school. So that's just when a lot of sadness started,
accumulated.
Yeah. And so now that the politics, it's kind of back again, right? It's sometimes the voices are more intense now than ever. Yeah.
But do you guys talk about politics at home though?
We don't. not with my mom and grandma. They don't, but I know I was able to figure it out just like this past year, I think, that this is what's been the cause of a lot of
you just figured this out past year?
Like past year or two. Because my grandma kept saying, she has these 7 voices in her head that are like supposedly KMT. My grandma's always like, she's crazy. And I'm like, wait, no, but there's something to that.
Yeah, why KMT, right? Of all the voices, there's got to be a reason. And that's the reason.
I feel like my mom never got therapy to talk about her losing her dad, and my grandma had to raise 3 kids on her own. So she would leave my mom with her, neighbors or relatives while she would take her 2 sons with her to Taipei to teach English, which, which whether and right, and then my mom would get left behind, and so there's a lot of sadness where, and so Anyway, I didn't know I could talk about that.
No, totally, wow. But I don't know.
I know
that's so sad.
But I mean, those stories resonate with a lot of people in Taiwan.
Because it happens a lot in Taiwan. Like a lot of Taiwanese Americans, they escaped Taiwan because of KMT prosecutions back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they couldn't come back.
And a lot of them went there to study, and they got onto this blacklist. So they cannot come back to Taiwan for the longest time. So it's super sad. Like even if they have like family members in Taiwan back then and got ill, they could not come back. It was a really scary time.